The objective of this lesson is to use the long division algorithm with recorded zeros to evaluate division expressions. This lesson is an intermediate step between the partial products algorithm and the long division algorithm. Let's start with the following problem. Leo is hoping to save $4,172 in 14 months so that he can pay one semester of college tuition. How much money should he save each month to reach his goal? To solve this problem with recorded zeros, first arrange the problem in a division bracket. Draw place value columns through the dividend and quotient. This will help organize the quotient. Create a doubles chart to help with the multiplication. 14 times 1 equals 14, 14 times 2 equals 28, 14 times 4 equals 56, 14 times 8 equals 112. 14 times how many thousands is close to 4,172? 14 times 1,000 is much more than the dividend of 4,172, so a 0 can be recorded in the thousands place of the quotient. 14 times how many hundreds is close to 4,172? 14 times 200 is 2,800. A 2 is recorded in the hundreds column of the quotient, and 2,800 is subtracted from the dividend. There are 1,372 left to be shared into each of the 14 groups. 14 times how many tens is close to 1,372? 14 times 90 is 1,260. A 9 is recorded in the tens column of the quotient, and 1,260 is subtracted from the dividend. 14 times how many ones is close to 112? 14 times 8 is 112. And 8 is recorded in the ones column of the quotient, and 112 is subtracted from the dividend. There are 0 left to be shared. There are 14 groups of 298. Leo needs to save $298 each month to have $4,172 saved at the end of 14 months. Let's solve another problem. Mrs. Bateman received a grant worth $2,115. She spent exactly that amount to purchase 3 tablet computers to use for science. If each of the tablet computers are the same price, how much does one tablet computer cost? Arrange the problem in the division bracket with place value columns. 3 times how many thousands is close to $2,115? 3 times 1,000 equals 3,000, which is greater than 2,115. A 0 can be placed in the thousands column because adding a 0 in the front of a number does not change the value of the quotient. 3 times how many hundreds is close to 2,115? 3 times 700 equals 2,100. Record a 7 in the hundreds column and subtract 2,100 from the dividend. There are 15 left to divide into 3 groups. 3 times how many tens is close to 15? 3 times 10 equals 30, which is more than the dividend. Record a 0 in the tens place in the quotient. There are 15 left to divide into the 3 groups. 3 times how many ones is close to 15? 3 times 5 equals 15. Record a 5 in the ones place of the quotient. Subtract 15 from the dividend. There are 0 left to be shared. There are 3 groups of 705. Each tablet computer cost $705. One advantage to this algorithm is that the quotient can be flexible as students are solving the problem. Looking at this example, you can see the student realized that after choosing 6 in the hundreds place and subtracting 1,800, there were still 315 left. One additional 100 could be added to the quotient, so the 6 was changed to a 7 and 300 was subtracted from the dividend. The student then continued the problem to find the answer. The objective of this lesson was to use the long division algorithm with recorded zeros to evaluate division expressions. We met this objective by solving the division problems using the long division algorithm with recorded zeros.